Hey everyone, welcome back to the stream. This is episode 12, and I'm happy to have you all here. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. These streams are all about breaking down the latest in tech with a strong focus on Apple news and products. And let me tell you, this week was a pretty busy week for Apple. We started with Tim Cook teasing there's something in the air, and over the next couple of days, we got multiple products that were released. We got anything from new iPads, new MacBook Air, and even a Mac Studio refresh. So today we're going to do a quick recap on everything Apple announced this week and see if these new devices are worth your money. If you want more details on the products, you can check out my videos on YouTube. You can find me at youtube.com/@the_tech_desk. So that's youtube.com/the-tech-desk. We will also go over yet another delay for Apple Intelligence. It's getting quite depressing there. But anyways, let's get into it. First up, we have the new M3 iPad Air. And new obviously is in quotations because there's nothing different on the design. It's just the internals that got upgraded. So it's now powered by the M3 chip, making it significantly faster than the M1 iPad Air. Same two sizes, the 11-inch and 13-inch, with both a liquid retina display. Supports the latest Apple Pencil Pro, and there was a new Magic Keyboard that was released with it, now at a quote-unquote more affordable price. And by that, I mean the keyboard. It's like $30 off than what it used to be. In any case, the 11-inch model starts at $599, and the 13-inch starts at $799. So 11-inch, once again, starts at $599, and the 13-inch starts at $799. Apple is really positioning this iPad Air as the new powerhouse for those who don't need a full iPad Pro. But let me know, is this something that you would think about upgrading to? Or were you hoping for a refresh? Like, were you hoping for a refresh design, something different, something that you were not ever going to get? Because Apple's been doing this for years. They keep the same design for years and just kind of upgrade the internals. And while it's not exciting, it does make them a lot of money. In any case, they also updated the budget iPad, the entry-level iPad, to a A16 chip. The display is the same size, even though Apple is now marketing the display as an 11-inch liquid retina display. It's still about 10.9 inches, but in the specs, you'll see that it's actually like 10.9, but they're marketing it as an 11-inch, which makes sense because they have like two sizes, 11-inch and 13-inch. In any case, it is more powerful and it has better performance than the previous generation that supported a A14 chip, making it great for everyday use. It does support USB-C, just like the 10th generation iPad. So if you are moving from an older entry-level iPad, just be prepared to have a new cable. It starts at $349, making it a great budget option for you guys. For those of you who are looking for a solid, affordable iPad for school, work, or just casual use, this is a great option. But let's go over kind of my opinions, just my 2 cents. For the iPad Air, if you have an iPad Air M1 or M2, don't even look at this new iPad Air because it's not going to be worth the upgrade. If you have an entry-level iPad, and let's say you have the 9th generation or the 10th generation, look away. This is not going to be a decent upgrade for you. As far as anyone using maybe a 7th or an 8th generation iPad, entry-level iPad, then unless you want the redesign, also, it's not going to be a significant upgrade. Now, if you're sporting more like a fifth or sixth generation iPad, then yes, I would say maybe it's time to upgrade just because you're probably at the end of support for those models. But once again, just a quick recap. If you have an M1 or M2 iPad Air, probably not worth the upgrade. If you have a 7th, 8th, ninth, or 10th generation iPad and it's still doing everything you need, then it's not worth the update. But that's just my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth. Um, but in any case, would you guys pick this one up versus picking up an iPad Air? It's significantly cheaper at $350. But being completely honest, this would probably be more than enough power for most users. Just be aware that the regular base iPad does not support Apple Intelligence, which, oddly enough, for some users, this would be the reason to buy it. In any case, we move on. Next up, we have the MacBook Air. Yes, the MacBook Air. It's now powered by the M4 chip, making it Apple's fastest MacBook ever. Kind of duh. But anyways, same thin and lightweight design, but way more powerful for multitasking and creative work. It's available in the same two sizes, 13-inch and 15-inch. And the 13-inch starts at $10.99 and the 15-inch starts at $11.99. And in my videos, I accidentally said $12.99, but I did add little graphics on there that said $11.99. Forgive me, my mistake. In any case, for people who want a powerful yet portable Mac, this could be the best MacBook Air ever. It also supports this is a big one. It also supports two 6K displays while the lid is open. So you can technically have up to 3 displays for multitasking. The M3 model of this laptop could also do 2 displays, but the laptop lid had to be closed. So if you are somebody that uses multiple displays, this is a nice upgrade for you. So you can have 2 external displays plus your laptop. Would you guys upgrade to something like this, or are you sticking with your current MacBook Air? Let me know. Once again, I'm just going to give you guys my 2 cents. If you have an M1 or M2 or M3 MacBook Air, probably not worth upgrading. However, if you need one of the features like the external display support, then maybe, yeah, go ahead. Oops, one of my lights just went out. Let's see. See if I can fix that. Whoa. All right, now that we got that fixed, let's keep going. Up next, what is this? Finally, for those of you who need serious power, and I'm talking probably the 1% of the 1%, Apple also updated the Mac Studio lineup. Now, it's now available with an M4 Max or an M3 Ultra, making it one of the fastest Macs Apple has ever made. It's perfect for editing, 3D rendering, and just professional workflows overall. It still keeps the same compact, like studio display, the studio design, and it's priced at $19.99, depending on your configuration, of course. This is an absolute powerhouse, but let's be real. Most of you out there do not need this much power. For those of you who do need this much power or in a creative workflow or something like that, is this the upgrade you've been waiting for, or are you kind of holding out for the next Mac Pro? Once again, for you guys that don't need all this power, maybe a Mac Mini is a better option for you guys, or the MacBook Air that I talked about previously. It's just the Mac Studio is really catered to people that are going to put this machine to work. Now, at $19.99 for the M4 Max, that's a pretty decent price. I'm not going to say it's a good price. It's a decent price. So overall, this was a pretty busy week for Apple. A faster M3 iPad Air, a budget-friendly A16 base iPad. the most powerful MacBook Air yet, and obviously the beast powerhouse of a Mac Studio. Um, that Mac Studio is crazy because you can have up to like a 16 terabyte SSD in there. You can have 512 gigabytes of RAM in there. Let me see. I think I can pull up that photo. I think if you max it out, you're like at $14,100. Yeah. So the Mac Studio with an M3 Ultra, which is a 32 core CPU and a 80 core GPU and a 32 core neural engine with 512 gigabytes of unified storage and 16 terabytes SSD comes out to $14,099. But if you have an Apple Card, you can break it down into payments for $1,100, give or take, a month. But yeah, who's really going to use that machine? Like I said, it's going to be the 1% of the 1%. Moving on, Apple's much anticipated AI powered Siri upgrade has again been delayed until 2026, meaning we're going to have to wait for a lot longer for this on-device AI feature where Siri does in-app automations and smarter interactions. Apple Intelligence was announced as a game changer for Siri and AI integration, bringing features that would completely change how we use our iPhones. Making Siri smarter by understanding what's going on the screen, enabling Siri to complete tasks across apps, like pulling up an address from messages and inserting it into the maps. Another thing it would be able to do would be use AI to fill out forms for you, letting you take a picture of a document and automatically filling out fields based on what the form was about. So the problem is that these features were supposed to launch mid to late 2025, but now Apple has pushed them back to 2026. Apple hasn't officially said why, but reports suggest two major issues. Performance issues, obviously. The internal testing showed that Apple Intelligence wasn't working as smoothly as expected, and some executives were concerned. So that's reason number two, executive concerns. Some Apple leaders were reportedly not happy with the AI's performance, leading obviously for the delay and longer developing time. Essentially, Apple Intelligence isn't ready for prime time, and they don't want to release something that's half-baked. The delay means Apple is further back in their catch-up race. Catch-up. Anyway, Google's AI is already rolled out across Android devices and Google Assistants. Amazon Alexa Plus is already handling more complex voice commands. Even Microsoft is ahead with AI-powered Copilot being built into Windows and the Office apps. All in the meantime, Apple is taking its time to get it right. And the longer they wait, the harder it will be to catch up. So what can we expect? Some AI features will still launch with iOS 18. How many of those will we get? It's not really clear. The full Siri AI upgrade is now expected to launch with iOS 20 in 2026, which sounds terrible. But Apple they might showcase some stuff at WWDC 2025, but don't expect a release anytime soon. Or never. In any case, for those of you who were, excited for the smarter Siri, is this disappointing? Or for those of you that don't like the idea of AI or Apple Intelligence, is this kind of a relief? But the big question here, should we be worried about Apple falling behind in AI? Is it, if they fall behind in AI, will they then release it to somebody else? Will ChatGPT have full power of how AI is used on iPhones? So that's a big question. If Apple doesn't succeed here, we might have to go through a third party, because Apple's going to get it done regardless. It's just, do they do it in-house with all the promises of privacy, or do we trust a third party to do it on behalf of Apple. So, for those of you that kind of fear AI or don't like the idea of I would be more comfortable with Apple handling the AI in house. But that's just my 2 cents. So, on one hand, it's good that they don't want to release something that's unfinished. But on the other, waiting until 2026 feels like a huge setback. Um, we're talking about we're talking about Microsoft, Google, Amazon all moving forward. So, what do you think? Are you still excited for Apple Intelligence, or do you think Apple is too late to the AI game? Let me know in the chat. If you enjoy the stream, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And if there's anything you want me to cover in next week's live, drop a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.